And okay, first I'm just gonna go over wards. Wards are the main vision tool that you have in League of Legends. Their range is 1100, and the way I like to think about this is it's a 1100 radius, so 1100 units away from the ward in every direction you can see in a line of sight, so it's interrupted by brush and by terrain. And so 1100 range, a really good way to visualize it that I saw somewhere, I don't remember where, is to imagine Teemo being 100 units. So 1100 units in this case is going to be 11 Teemos. So yeah, it's a really good way to visualize it. So let's go ahead, jump into this custom and pick Teemo, because why not? I also want to take this mastery to show you something. Okay, so those are stealth wards. Stealth wards are the basic green wards. You may have 3 green wards on the map at a time at once. If you place any more, the first green ward that you put down is destroyed and replaced by the new one. You can also place these stealth wards with a Sightstone, Wriggle's Lantern, or your warding totem. The warding totem and the Wriggles place wards that, as far as the ward limit is concerned, are identical to normal stealth wards that you buy directly from the store, but they have a shorter duration and a different cast range. Generally, Wriggle's Lantern is not a very good item. I don't recommend that you buy it. Sightstone is a very good item. I recommend that you do buy it. And Warding Totem is probably the best trinket right now, just because, at least for the early game, it's a lot more powerful than the other trinkets. And I don't think very many people actually like the scrying orb very much at all. And wow, I am lagging pretty bad. Maybe that'll fix it. Yeah, that did it. Okay, so let's get a warding totem and a whole bunch of wards. Actually, I can only buy 3.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Yeah, so I now have the maximum amount of wards you can ever have in your inventory.
2, 3, 4.
Okay, so first of all, your trinket ward you can't place until 1:30. Or you can't use any of your trinkets until 1:30, so that's pretty important for various reasons. Mainly that this makes stealth wards, like regular stealth wards that you buy from the store, a lot more powerful. So yeah, let's move quick, because why not? Alright, so first of all, let's go ahead and explore the range of the regular ward thing. Alright, so we can see, let's actually move so the ward is the only thing giving range. We can see to here, so let's walk the distance of 11 ourselves. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, nah. Whatever, I'm not walking far enough, but the point is, Teemo is 100 units across. So, like, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm putting my hand on the screen, but you can't see it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Alright, so, a cool thing that you can do with wards is, okay, this bush is longer than the range of my ward, but I can place a ward over it, because the way that wards work is if you place a ward more than halfway through a terrain, it places it over the wall. So this is actually useful for doing things like this, getting a ward over the wall there. It's useful at the dragon pit for the same thing. Actually, I'll show you over here. Let's flash to get there quicker. Flash, by the way, works the same way as wards for getting over walls. So like, I placed this, it used to be different here, it used to be longer, but I placed that actually inside the wall and it went over to the other side. It goes to the nearest unit across the wall. So for some oddly shaped walls, you can put wards in kind of weird positions. It's good for putting stuff over this wall. Woo! Alright, some more basic ward mechanics. Good for you too, Zaki. Vision wards last forever and have 5 health and are visible. Good for you too, Zaki. Stealth wards last 3 minutes and are invisible. I screwed that one up. But the way that you do that ward normally, it's actually really easy to mess these up, is you find this spot where that arrow intersects with the tree. So I'll do it again to prove that I can. I'm actually struggling just a little bit because I'm not used to having my words on SmartCast. So, okay. So because vision wards last like forever, you know, you would think, yeah, they're useful for revealing stuff and taking out their wards, and that's like their only usage, right? Because they're pink wards. But no, actually, one of the best usages for pink wards that I've seen. I got that in the brush, didn't I? Whatever. Wall client died. But anyway, that's in the brush. Pretty damn sure. Yeah, okay. It's hard to tell because the other word's like right next to it, but really what you want to do is just put a pink word in a zone that like you can easily control, because it's gonna be there forever. Like, it doesn't even have to be the most effective spots. But like some spots that are really good are, if you're on blue side, here is good. Here is good because it's an easily defensible spot. On purple side, here is good if you're in mid. Here is good. Here is good. It's just places that you have easier access to than your opponents. And of course, as you gain like an advantage over your opponent, as you get stronger than your opponent, you can put your pink wards farther and farther forward, and then if they try to kill your pink wards, you can destroy them. So what other cool warding tricks can you do? Oh, here's a cool warding trick. It costs 75 gold. So wards are really cheap. Dying gives your opponent 300 gold plus assists, and it means that you can't farm while you're dead or get any gold. So, other than the passive gold, which you would get anyway. One ward is worth a lot less than dying, so buy wards every time you back. Every time you go back to base, buy wards. Right. You want to place wards in positions where they will maximize the amount of vision they provide. So like this ward compared to this ward is really shitty. Excuse my language. Is really terrible. So like this ward, if like this ward wasn't here, basically what we would see is that you only get like this, and it's restricted by where the wall is. Like you don't even see across this wall. So if someone was standing right here, you wouldn't actually see them. And you know, if you need vision of this brush, like the spot where I'm standing right now, this is a good spot because it's good. This is actually one of the good spots for a pink ward. But generally, you know, if you don't need the vision of the brush, getting these spots that give a large radius of vision that aren't interrupted by like walls are really good. So like if you just want to put like a general ward down, it doesn't matter where it is exactly. Like you're not specifically trying to control an objective, you just kind of need vision in an area. It's really good. So especially for like when you do aggressive invades into your opponent's jungle, you're thinking, hey, where do I put my wards down? This is a good spot because this is a heavily trafficked area. It doesn't you don't particularly need to control an objective there. This is a good spot because it's a heavily trafficked area. If you want to see their blue, this is a good spot. I mean, just think about what you want to do with your wards. So like, if you need to see their race, this is a good spot. This is good because it's a little deeper into their jungle, so you can see more of their rotations. Although the radius is smaller than if you place it at race here, it's actually more valuable just because of how important this brush is for getting in and out of the jungle through mid. So that's some basic ward placement stuff. And that's one of the another thing that I want to talk about, and we're going to see a lot in the examples later, is, you know, if like you just happen to be in your opponent's jungle, if you gain access to a new part of the map that normally your opponent would control, just put wards down, like, which is why you always want to have wards in your inventory, because, you know, now if let's say we invaded their red and we got that, then if I place a ward like here and here and here or something, like just 3 wards in your opponent's, in one side of your opponent's jungle, and you can see everything they're doing on that side of the jungle. It's so huge. So just whenever you're on your opponent's side of the map, be sure to ward. So yeah, think about what information you want to gain. Obviously, you know, if you need to see that they're doing dragon, you can just place a ward over this wall, but if you want to see their movements around dragon, this is a much more potent ward. And it also depends on which side of the map you are and what your opponent has access to. So, I mean, wards are very contextual. You can place a ward anywhere. Theoretically, every single place on the map is a good place for a ward if it's the right situation for it. It's just that you have to come up with the right situation for it. Actually, this is something I want to show you. Well, I guess I can't show you this game, but the vision radius of a pink ward is smaller, and I wish it showed the vision radius and the regular like sight radius, but this ward actually, if I was on the other team, it would not see a ward that I place right here. And that actually is relevant in one of the examples we're going to watch. SKT places a ward right here, and Ozone places a ward right here, and SKT can't clear it out. So whenever you're, like, especially in the Dragon and Baron pit, but anywhere that you want to clear out, like control a zone where these pink wards are really powerful, make sure that you place it so that your opponent can't put a ward like at the very edge of the range and just deny you the ability to kill their ward. But like the regular vision radius of this pink ward is exactly the same as that of this ward or any other ward. I can't do this game, but something you'll see a lot of Katarina's, Lee Sin's, and Jax's do is you can ward jump. So like if I put a ward over this wall and I have an ability that can target allied units, any ability that can target allied units can also target wards. So that means with things that can jump to allied units, they can jump to wards, and that is why like Sightstone is so powerful in Lee Sin. I constantly am preaching the power of Sightstone Lee Sin, and one of these days everyone is going to build Sightstone on Lee Sin, because the way I like to think about it is if you're not building Sightstone on Lee Sin, why didn't you pick Vi? Like Vi is basically better than Lee Sin at that point. You know, she does a few things differently, but I mean she has the mobility and she's more reliable than Lee Sin if you're not using the ward jumps. Katarina is really good. A lot of times people will just like drop as Lee Sin or Katarina or Jax, they'll just drop their ward behind them or in a brush in lane, and they can just get in and out of that brush or behind them super easy. It's like a free escape basically, and you can do that with any ward, not just your trinket, so don't like be stingy, because probably using that is going to be worth more than the 75 gold you paid for the ward. I can't really show you this game either, but when you're walking around the map, it's a pretty good habit to use the attack move function.